How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to Boys in the Zone, or can I even say welcome back? Welcome to Boys in the Zone, the official first episode of my channel. So glad that you could make it, spend some time just listening to me spiel about cowboy stuff. Something I love to do. If you're interested in that, leave a like on the video. It's totally free. Subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna have more content coming out, and I just really appreciate you guys just showing me love. So without further ado, let's go ahead and break into the topics of today. Breakout candidates. Who are the breakout candidates for this season? First, I'm gonna shout my boy Jalen Tolbert, a kid that didn't even play football until 11th grade. He's as far as the mental game, he's going to take a little bit more time to get going, but that rookie year is going to be the outlier. I'm telling you, with this kid, he made, according to Michael Gelkin, in 7-on-7 drills today, he made so many different plays, and it was just refreshing news for anybody that's an actual fan of the Cowboys. We want to see our players do well. We want to see them continue to grind and develop. And so he's my first breakout candidate of the year. I think that he's going to go for 500 yards. You can add in maybe 4 to 6 touchdowns. I think that'll be great. And with this news, a lot of people probably anticipated our top 3 guys with Cooks, CD, and Gallup to be on the field so much more. But if Tolbert can be in there and he's still making plays, and it's not a drop off when he's in there, give this kid all the opportunities, because you're not tied to the Cooks, you're not tied to the Gallup past this year really. So just let him get in there, let him get the flow of the offense, let him just get his feet under him, let him just not have to think. I'm really excited for Jalen Tolbert. So give this kid a chance. If you've given up on him, whatever, give him another chance. Just allow him to prove you wrong. Second breakout candidate of the year, my boy Damone Clark. I think that, and I'm going to just give the 2 today. One on offense, one on defense. Damone Clark, I think he's another guy that the mental game wasn't all there. That you could see it on film whenever he was diagnosing plays. He wasn't sure of himself yet. He's going to get there. He's going to be, and not only that, but he was making up for that with his speed, with his athleticism. Even coming off of the back injury where it was fused together. I mean, this kid grinded to get back last season. He's coming off of a full off season where he can get rehabbed officially right now and just get the game under his belt and just really make a name for himself. I think that he's going to be a staple for this defense. I really do. O-line shuffling. So a couple different Cowboys insiders today on Twitter were posting about the O-line shufflings. So originally they were having Tyron Smith over there at right tackle. They had Tyler Smith at left tackle. Those 2 guys are, well, I guess not flip-flopping, but I guess Tyron is going to go back to his original left tackle spot. Tyler Smith's going to kick in there at left guard. That's noteworthy because a lot of the news surrounding this team was on Terrence Steele possibly playing left guard. I don't know that anybody that's really tuned in to what the Cowboys do liked that news. But, that's null and void. I do think that the ability to cross-train and just get different positions under your belt is a good thing for this team. So I didn't hate that, but I do think that this lineup with Tyron at left tackle, left guard is Tyler Smith, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin, and then Terrence Steele. I think that those are your best 5. And then you talk about the Chuma Adogas, you bring in the Matt Farniaks, you bring in whoever it is to fill in wherever. I think that this is a good thing that they bring it back to this lineup. I'm hoping that they stick with this, but it's the Cowboys. Who knows what we do? We have a new line coach this year, so it's ultimately what he sees, and we just got to trust it until proven otherwise that we were right or we were wrong. So statistical predictions for this year: CeeDee Lamb, my guy, I feel like he's gonna have 1,300 yards, anywhere from 8 to 12 touchdowns. I'm hoping a 100-catch season again. I think that that's all within striking distance for CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Cooks, I have him at that 800 to 920 yard range. I think that he's going to have more yards than Gallup, less touchdowns though. So he's only going to be about 4 to 6 touchdowns. Hopefully he eclipses past six, but who knows? And then I had him at about 70 to 80 catches. Who knows? Truthfully, he could have less than that just because if they use him as that deep threat, he's going to pick up yards more so than catches. So be on the lookout for that. Michael Gallup, though, I do have only at 680 to the 830 range. This isn't me hating. This isn't me hating Gallup. I just think that you're talking about CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks. Those two guys are much more refined route runners, much more shifty players. I think that Dak is going to hone in on that, especially early on in the season where we're not relying on our running backs as much because the Pollard injury, you don't know what you're going to get from Rojo. You don't know what you're going to get from Deuce Vaughn, Malik Davis, whoever it might be. I think we're going to I think we're going to pass heavily early on in the season, so be expecting that. But I think that Dak is really going to get some chemistry with Brandon Cooks, and he already has it with CeeDee Lamb. Gallup, though, he's going to have more touchdowns. He is your red zone target. He's such an amazing receiver as far as body control and just making his upper body work in unison with his lower half, getting those toes in bounds. He's so good at that. And so with that being said, I will have Michael Gallup at 8 to 10 touchdown range. I think that that's easily eclipsable with him, especially with the uncertainties in our tight end room. We don't have a Dalton Schultz there down in the red zone anymore, so who knows what's going to happen with that. Jalen Tolbert, like I said a little bit earlier, 500 yards would be amazing from him. I have him at the 3 to 6 touchdown range, so hopefully that works out. I'm happy for you, man. Let's get it going. Tight ends wise. So Luke Schoonmaker, I do have him and Jake Ferguson in that same range for yardage. I have them at the 450 to 700 yard range. And I think that a lot of people are anticipating Luke Schoonmaker to come in and be like a 900 yard receiver year one. I'd pump the brakes a little bit on that. Yes, Michigan was not a pass heavy offense, but excuse me, with that being said, I don't know that they're going to really trust him as much as a pure pass catcher. So yeah, I think that range that I was talking about, and same for Ferguson as well. Now, with that being said, I do see Luke Schoonmaker having more touchdowns just because he has that ability to work as an inside inline blocker. The Cowboys love to work on a 1st and 3, 1st and goal. Where they love to roll their tight ends out and get a little easy dump off from Dak for a touchdown. They're not afraid to pass it on 1st down, so be expecting that. So I have him at anywhere from 5 to 7 touchdowns. Ferguson, I have at 3 to 6 touchdowns, so a little bit less. Who really knows? It's so hard to predict these tight ends. Then you get your boy Peyton Hendershot. I have him anywhere from 300 to 450 yards. I don't know where he's going to end up. He could be the leading receiver. Who knows? Super hard to predict these things, but these are just my opinions, and I have him at 3 touchdowns. Sean McKeon. I actually do not have Sean McKeon actually even making the team. I put him in the wayside. Nothing against the player. Love what Sean McKeon could do, but I put him to the wayside because I think that Hunter Lipke is actually going to win the spot from him, and that is the fullback out of North Dakota State, the undrafted free agent. Just think that he's going to be able to be kind of a Kyle Juszczyk kind of a guy, not as athletic, not as good as Kyle Juszczyk. But with that being said, he is a player that you can mold, you have a plan for him, and you utilize him in the right areas. He's going to be a good player for you. Trust me, he is a grinder, and he will get things done. Draft thoughts. Truthfully, guys, let me just pull these up really quick. I don't want to spend too much time because we are kind of far away from the draft. Mozzie Smith, the best available players there when Mozzie was picked. Joey Porter Jr., Nolan Smith, Drew Sanders. All of those players higher on my board. Best available when Luke Schoonmaker was drafted. Drew Sanders, again. Osiris Torrance, DJ Turner, Deion Henley, and Darnell Washington. All better players on my board. Best available when DeMarvion Overshown was drafted. Dorian Williams, Darnell Washington, Anthony Bradford, Siaki Ika. All better players on my board when he was drafted. Now, with that being said, especially for Overshown, Overshown, if you tell me that he's going to be a linebacker safety hybrid, filling in for Curse if he walks after this year, I love the pick. Get him in here, get him to understand the system, get his knowledge, his understanding of the game ready for that transition. If that's what your plan is, I'm all for it. Now, if you're telling me that he's going to be a rush linebacker and somebody that's going to come in for a fatigued Micah, I don't like it, because you're telling me that DeMarvion Overshown right now today you think is one of the top 6 pass rushers on the team. I'm not sold on that. I think you have Fowler, Armstrong, Micah, D-Law. Who am I missing? Yeah, Fowler, D-Law, Micah, Armstrong, Sam Williams. Shoot, who even know? I mean, you could add Donovan Wilson in that mix. I mean, either ways, I'm sorry for that. That was probably horrible in your ears. But yeah, so just if you have the right plan for him, I like it. Luke Schoonmaker, I understand the philosophy behind him. You don't have a blocking tight end on the current roster when you drafted him. That's okay. Mozzie Smith, you saw a clear need in the run defense where you had to fill that, but you are projecting him to be a guy that can eventually get sack production. He hasn't proven that. He was in weird stances at Michigan. He was asked to do separate things that were not completely advantageous to getting sacks. With that being said, I wanted to see it more on film. And then you talk about a guy in the 4th round from San Jose State, Junior Fehoko. He's a guy that I liked. I think that he could be in the Anthony Bennett kind of role, where he can play a little bit of D tackle, play a little D end. I just don't know that he is going to get on the field as much, but he's a future player. I'm not mad at it because I did have a 3rd round grade on it, so it's good value. Coming into the home stretch here, linebacker depth and roles. So I talked a little bit about Overshown. I really do want him to be that linebacker safety hybrid. LVE is LVE. You know what he brings. Damone Clark, I want to see the cerebral game get better. I want to see him get quicker in reads and diagnosing, stuff like that. Jabril Cox, he is a guy that Mike McCarthy specifically talked about today. He's a player that wasn't, I guess, completely healed from the last year of the ACL rehab and all that stuff. So I'm hoping that we see more of him, because I do think that he has the potential to be the best coverage linebacker on the team today right now. But ultimately he has to do it. So I want to see more from Jabril Cox. Devin Harper, the Oklahoma State kid, what would this be, 3 years now? I'm not sure. Devin Harper, special teams player. I really don't see him getting on the field too much. But I will say Devin Harper is a gritty player. He's not afraid to, get in there and make plays. So I'm hopeful that he can develop, but ultimately it comes down to the player and his willingness to get in the weight room, to get in there in the film room and really make a difference with his time. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. If you thought that this was a good video, please subscribe to my channel. Leave a like. I don't want to pressure you guys, but it's completely free. It doesn't cost you guys anything, and it's just a great way for me to grow my channel and hopefully make this my full-time job. That would be awesome. That would be just, I mean, talking about your favorite sports team, who wouldn't want to do that all day, every day? With that being said, if you like the content, please share it. And then, yeah, be back for my lives. I'm going to be dropping those here very soon. Leave some comments below. And yeah, I believe I should be on the Cowboys Cave this week with Mike Tag on Thursday. So be on the lookout there. And without a further ado, thank you for watching.